welcome back to Cosmetics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is Botox. I'm here to give your life a lift, if I can. Sometimes when you inject the Restylane, it doesn't lift, bitch. Sometimes you get a bad reaction from it, and it's not gonna be my fault, okay? Just before we start, let's get these things out of the way. I'm out of breath. We know this, okay? My lungs, they're pushed up. Okay, there's a baby growing in my stomach. That's what happens. 2, my tits look great. I know. You're probably distracted. Take a look. Take a peek. And 3, the curls are shapopping. I didn't do my hair because I was like, fuck that. Y'all get makeup. Y'all not getting my hair too. And no, there's no makeup tutorial for this basic ass look. I did it on Instagram Live. I think we've taken care of the basics. Oh, they changed Gmail. Good Lord. I don't know how to get to... The tea is piping hot. Woo, let me get a picture again for this one. I'm pregnant and I lied about who the father is. And it's under 2 scrolls. We love a 1 scroll queen. Dear Bo. Hold on. Let me just enjoy this picture. Dear Bo, first I want to say much love to you and your beautiful growing family. Thanks. Okay, let's start from the beginning. A couple weeks ago, my best friend had a party at her house to celebrate our other friend's birthday. The party went how these things normally go. The only thing that was different was the amount of attention I was getting from this one guy, Edward. Edward is a man whore and has slept with or tried to sleep with all of my female friends. I knew I shouldn't have messed with him, but we ended up having sex anyway. Unprotected sex at that. No, that's what we're not gonna do. The next day, I got an invite to a kickback my ex-boyfriend Solomon was having. I went with a friend. We had a couple of drinks, passed the blunt, and later that night, Solomon and I ended up having sex. Now, here's the issue. Throughout our relationship, me and Solomon never had a pregnancy scare, even though we never used protection. So I know this baby is not his, but it's Edward's. However, no one knows me and Edward had sex that night, so when it came to the who's the father situation, I lied and said it was Solomon's. Even going as far as telling Solomon and sending him pictures of my pregnancy test. Now why are you going to do that? Lord, this is just giving me paternity court flashes in my head. And I can't even deal. I feel like Judge Lauren Lake right now. Like, sadly, keeping my baby is unfortunately not an option. But do I tell Edward and Solomon the truth anyways? Or take my lie to the grave? It's really weighing on me and I'm unsure of what to do. What? Girl, if you're having an abortion, why the fuck do you need to tell anybody anything? You shouldn't even have told Solomon about the baby if you had no intentions on keeping the baby. Like, you're just bringing people through your emotional web of lies for no reason, which is unfair. If you got pregnant and you knew that you were never going to keep this child, you shouldn't have even have opened your mouth to say, hey, I'm pregnant, especially because you lied to Solomon. I mean, you were never really in a predicament to begin with, because yes, you got pregnant, but you had no intention on keeping it. So it's like, why are we doing this? Me personally, well, I wouldn't be in this mess. But if I were you, I would, because I know I lied to Solomon, I would go to Solomon and be like, honestly, I had sex with 2 people and you were one of the potential fathers. So I don't want you to think like this was your first child and I killed it or I got an abortion and blah, blah, blah. I don't want that to be your thought process. So I'm just letting you know it might not have even have been yours. But I feel like that's something you have to do because you opened your mouth to tell him in the first place when you feel in your heart that it wasn't even his child. It could have been his child, but like you said, you'd never had a pregnancy scare. So moving on. Hello, my name is Faith. I'm 17 years old and a senior in high school, soon to graduate in May of this year. I currently live with my sisters. Let's call her Virgo. So me and Virgo are 6 years apart. She has 2 little girls who are not old enough to care for themselves and a boyfriend who I can't stand. I started living with them a year ago because my dad can't financially support me. Anyway, everything was fine up until I got into a relationship, which I've been in for over a year now. She didn't say she had a problem with him, but I can tell she does. I am Mexican and my boyfriend is Puerto Rican and black. So he looks black. She honestly would give me hell about seeing him, etc. Well, after he graduated, I would see him by going over and just doing me. Yes, it was wrong for leaving without permission, but I feel as though I've been on my own since the passing of my mom in 2016. She was the one who said I got permission from. She was the one who would give her permission. I feel like if I wasn't meant to do certain things, she'd stop me, which she has done before, my mom, spiritually. Yet she doesn't understand that. When I get home a few minutes late because I'm with my dad, I get bitched at because her boyfriend has to work. Also, I'm up all night watching her two girls while she does whatever she wants. Gym, going out with friends, etc. I also can't work more than 3 days a week because of her schedule. One night, I heard her boyfriend saying I am ungrateful and I am using them. I get yelled at for not watching her kids the way she wants. Doesn't watching your kids mean that you make sure they're alive, fed, and changed? Because that's what it means to me. Well, I mean, if you're a babysitter, but not if you're a parent. It's a little bit more complex than that. I don't know what to do, Bo. Please help. Any advice? Also, I can't talk to her because I will get told I'm ungrateful. There's so much more to this, but I tried to keep this to scrolls. Thank you for reading this. Here's the issue. When people are doing things for you, and in their mind they're doing you a solid, doing you a favor, they think that you owe them one. And that's what I feel like is going on here. And it's not fair because you're a kid yourself. You're 17, you're still in high school, you're just trying to get by, you know? If your father can't support you financially and your sister has taken you in, as your sister, as your older sister, and with your mother passing, her role in your life, though she didn't ask for this, obviously, she has to kind of step up to the plate and be what your mother was to you. Obviously, she can't be your mom. She can't replace your mom, and she's only 6 years older than you. And so in her head, she might feel like this is not what she signed up for, but at the end of the day, she's your sister. And if you're not being disrespectful towards her, there's no reason for her to be treating you any kind of way. And a lot of the times in situations like this, the women are influenced by their men, so by her boyfriend, and the things he's saying to her, if she's weak-minded or, you know, she's not going to step up or stand up for you, it's going to affect your relationship with her. At the end of the day, just because you are living there does not mean you're obligated to watch her children. Can you help out? Of course. You know, it's the least you can do if you're not paying rent, but they have to also respect boundaries, because just because you live there doesn't mean that she is now a free woman. She can just go out and do things and leave her kids behind at home for hours and hours and hours because you're there to watch them. That's not how it fucking works. Like, I would never do that to my mom. I would never ever do that to her. My mom helps me with Salem a lot, and I would never ever just go out for countless hours and leave Salem at home with my mom. And my mom's like, okay, like, when are you coming back? And I'm fucking at the casino gambling my life savings away. Like, no, bitch, it don't work like that. You're saying that you can't talk to her. To me, I feel like you're between a rock and a hard place, because it's like, okay, can you go back to your dad's house? No, because he can't financially support you, and you're kind of stuck in the situation. So it's like, what do you do? Because if you can't even approach your sister and be like, look, I appreciate the fact that you're allowing me to stay here because dad can't support, but I feel like you're taking advantage of the situation. And that conversation would go one of two ways. It's either going to go, she respects it and she's going to fix or help try to fix the problem, or she's going to tell you, well, you can get the fuck out if you don't like the way things are going. That's how it is when you live under somebody else's roof. You don't get to make the rules. You're almost 18, but with working only 3 shifts a week, I mean, it's hard to save money to be able to move out, and that would be your best bet. I personally would see if I could live with a friend instead, but no matter who you live with, you might run into issues and problems because you really don't know somebody until you live with them. And that's basically what we're seeing here. Your sister's boyfriend, he has some fucking nerve. To me, I feel like it's not going to improve because your sister's boyfriend has too much authority in the home already. And if he's the one that's paying the bills, and you know, if he's the primary source of income in the home, he's going to have a lot of opinions, and he's going to push them onto your sister, and your sister's going to agree, and she's going to do what's best for her and her children. I mean, it's selfish, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And it's really hard to advise in situations like this, because if it were me, I would have said something. Like, I would have been like, look, bitch, I am not your personal babysitter just because I'm living here. You're my older sister. We lost our mother, if you guys have the same mom. And I didn't think when I moved in here you were going to treat me this way. I don't even feel welcome at this point. Like, I just feel like the only reason you're letting me stay here is because you saw an opportunity for me to watch your kids while you go out and gallivant. Bitch, no. Okay, that would have been me in the situation, and then I would probably be homeless. Like, can't be afraid to speak up, because if you don't speak up, that's when people will take advantage of you. So one part of me really wants to be like to you, you need to stand up to her, but the other part of me is like, you're only 17, where the fuck are you gonna go? I don't know what to tell you. If you can't go back and live with your father, is it a thing where you can like eat dinner there but like go live with dad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what exactly to tell you. If your mother passed away, didn't she have a will or life insurance or anything like that to kind of leave behind for you because you're a minor? And wouldn't your dad have collected that if they were married, or were they not together? Like, you need to do some research and find out what financially you can get from the passing of your mother. And that sounds, I don't know how to word it properly, so I hope that's not like triggering anybody, but I think there might be money out there for you. So I feel like you should do some research and find out what your city or what your wherever you live has to offer you in terms of your mother's passing, and try to get away from your sister and her situation as quickly as possible, because that ain't it. Okay, the chief just called. Hello, chief? What do you want me to tell her? That ain't it, okay? Your sister is canceled and her boyfriend is canceled. Hey girl. This one's funny, hold on. I don't really know where to start this, but my first question is, do you think your man watching porn behind your back is cheating? What? There's a lot of avenues here with the porn topic. I don't think that watching porn is cheating unless your person is addicted to porn and they're turning to porn every second of every hour, every day. They watch it every day. They need to whack off every day. Like, unless it's something like that, I don't think it's an issue. If it's a couple times a week, you know, let them do them. But if your boyfriend is starting to get bored of you and rather watch porn than have sex with you, then I feel like that's where the issue would be. He's cheating with somebody that he could never, ever, 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 ever in the history of ever get. And it's weird. And that's when they need counseling. I went through his phone when he fell asleep. I know, biggest regret ever, because now I feel like shit. He downloaded a Google app aside from his Safari Google, and I'm assuming just to watch porn. And I'm saying that because I went through his history. I feel hurt and betrayed because it makes me think that he ain't happy with what he got at home. Girl, every watches porn. What are you talking about? What? This is crazy. You're tripping. You think if I went through Shooter's phone right now, I wouldn't see some porn up in there? Girl, there's porn everywhere. I would love to confront him. Oh, no. That's what we're not going to do. But I know that's going to turn into a huge mess, so I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for whatever is coming. For whatever is to come the day I bring it up to him. Girl, that is not all. Okay. If your man is watching porn, I would I would say that's normal. Okay? I don't think I've ever had a boyfriend I don't know a single guy on the face of this earth that doesn't watch porn. Hell, Kirk Franklin was addicted to porn, right? I also went on his Instagram and saw his search, and it's also half naked females. Please let me know how to word this to him. We've been together for almost 9 years and we have 4 beautiful kids together. Girl, it's better he's watching porn and stroking his own pee-pee than going out and having somebody stroke his pee-pee for him. Now, the naked girls thing on Instagram, to me that's strange because I know Shooter follows like Instagram models, but he's not gonna go searching for like weird like naked like open your ass cheeks Instagram pages. That shit's weird, okay? That's not his forte. And because you've been together 9 years, I mean, maybe it's time to spice up your love life. It's possible that he could be bored. You should look at the search history and see what kind of porn he's watching and see if you can learn a thing or two and get him intrigued, you know? If he is refusing sex from you and would rather watch porn, that's like I said before, I feel like that's where the issue would lie. But if that's not the case and you guys are still having regular sex on top of the fact that he watches porn, why are we here? I love him, but I don't think I can be with someone who is making me feel so insecure. You made yourself feel insecure because you decided to go through his phone. 9 years and you're still going through the phone? Bitch. That shit should have ended in season 2 of the relationship. Not season 9, girl. No. Like, no. Now, I would say if you went through his phone and you saw text messages from another woman or something like that, or phone logs, like, that's when you should be upset. But with 4 kids running around, I'm gonna assume you guys don't even have a lot of time for sex or even have the house quiet enough to have sex together. Like, and that's probably why he's watching so much damn porn. What should I do? Confront him. I know my tears of anger will come rushing down before I even speak. No, baby, you doing too much, 3 much, and 4 much. You need to relax. Let your man watch his porn in peace, okay? Unless it's affecting your sexual relationship with him. Then that's when you address it. And when you do address it, if it comes to that point where you actually have to address it, don't be saying, I went through your phone and, okay? Just be like, first of all, I know your trifling nasty ass is watching porn on the regular and you need to cut that shit out. That's all you need to say. You don't have to say, I went through your phone and I saw your search history, because that means you're doing too fucking much. I mean, why was that even a thought? Hey, Bo, I love you, your channel, and your family. You deserve way more subscribers. True tea. I have a couple of questions that are semi-related. Here is some background. I'm a senior in high school and I attend a private school. My Catholic education has pushed me away from religion and led me on a spiritual journey. It had me considering opening my third eye, which led me on a dark path. I started experiencing sleep paralysis. Ooh, child, I don't even want to talk about sleep paralysis. I didn't realize why until I had watched a video about a girl sharing her scary experience after opening her third eye. I don't even know nothing about the third eye, and bitch, for the sounds of it, I don't want to know nothing about the damn third eye. On this path, I also gained a spiritual husband. I developed a dependence on myself, leading me to porn, masturbation, and terrifying dreams. I went to reconciliation, and the priest advised me to talk to Mary. I am no longer in too deep, but it is still part of my life. First question is, how do I rid myself of this spiritual dilemma if I don't believe in religion? I believe in God, but I am unsure about everything else. Okay, let me answer this question right now. If you are on a spiritual journey, to me, I always say I am more spiritual than religious, period. As I grew up Christian, my family is Christian, and as we all have gotten older, we more so don't go to church and have a relationship with God. We still read our Bible, blah, 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 you know? But most of us don't go to no church, okay? And I feel like if you're practicing religion, you're going to attend church on a regular basis. For me, it's I talk to God, I pray to God, I read my Bible, you know, those are the basics. Those are the basics. That's what I do, and that's how I keep my faith with the Lord. And so you said you believe in God, and I feel like you just need to follow that same path. You have to pray. You have to pray about it, and even though you're not religious, you have to find that medium for you. Even though you're not religious, do you still pick up your Bible? Or is it a thing where you just believe in God or a higher power and, you know, you're just, that's where you'll leave it? If that's the case, well, I don't know. I feel like if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. And so for me personally, with the life I've lived, nobody could ever come to me and tell me there's no God. Nobody could ever come to me and try to change my mind about God, because I know what I've been through in my life, and I know if I didn't have God on my side, I couldn't get through this a quarter, a freaking eighth, a 16th, like I couldn't get through a fraction of what I've gone through if I didn't have God on my side, and if I ever stopped believing. So it's okay to be unsure about things, but if you have a strong relationship with God and you talk to God and you pray about these things, you will get the answers that you're looking for. As I said earlier, I became self-reliant. I have commitment issues. With that being said, I curve boys for the slightest mishaps. On the flip side of that, people are intimidated by me. Well, to me, you curving boys at this stage might be a good thing, because I feel like you need to know thyself first, and you're struggling in that department. When you don't know yourself, if you enter into a relationship, it's all the more easy to lose yourself. So I think it's really important that you stay single until you figure all this spiritual stuff out, because people are spirits too. And if you allow somebody into your, you know, little bubble while you're still trying to cleanse it, they could muddy it up and you're gonna be stuck somewhere even worse than you were before. You have to really be careful with that, especially if you guys become intimate, because your souls are gonna start to intertwine, and it's like, WTF. I have this confident aura and I am model status. Guys are afraid to approach me, and when I approach them, they can't formulate proper sentences. What are you? What the hell are you? What the hell's going on here? I have been told many times that I am unapproachable, but once people get to know me, they see I am chill. My questions are, how do I become more approachable? Why am I emotionally unavailable? Well, I feel like I already answered why you're emotionally unavailable, because you need to be at this point. I feel like you don't really need to be occupying your already confused mind and space with somebody of the opposite sex, because that's when it can get even more confusing. And you have to understand that what is for you will always be for you no matter what, and if it's not for you, you're never going to see it, never going to get it, never going to hear about it. So if right now a relationship is not for you, that's not what you're going to get. And in terms of becoming more approachable, I would say to smile more. I don't know if you're a smiley person, but you're saying that I feel like you have resting bitch face, and a lot of us suffer with that. But and I personally feel like if I wasn't on YouTube and people didn't get to see my personality on YouTube, they would still think I'm unapproachable. But I'm really super down to earth. Like, when people are scared to come up to me in the mall, I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, can you not act like that? Like, act like I'm a normal ass person. Like, it's so silly to me. Maybe get rid of the mindset that you are unapproachable and start thinking that you are approachable, and also soften your exterior. It could be the way you dress. It could be the way you hold your facial expressions. Girl, it could be your hair. It could literally be mind over matter, where you think you're unapproachable and it's coming across on the surface, and so people are scared to approach you. You sound like a Leo. You're saying that you are model status and you sound real confident. I mean, I'd love to see a photo. You sound really confident, and that can be intimidating for some people, but maybe you should ease back on the confidence and kind of show your softer side, and then maybe people will approach you. Girl, somebody sent me a video clip. Unfortunately, I can't open this because I'm not trying to get no viruses, child.